Alright, what's up there, people? Hunter Spoke Riders here. And man, there was a lot that went on this weekend. My uncle came by. Shout out to him. He helped me move these cars around. So now I have all the cars in the position I want them in. And that was no easy task. So I got these all moved around. So pretty soon I'll be right back to working on cars again, but I'm still not 100% done with the backyard project. I did go and have to buy some new tires for this Pontiac Grand Prix. Got brand new 14-inch white wall tires for this car and pieced together enough old rims to get these to hold air long enough so I can move it. So this is the setup right here. This is how it's going to be set up for now, so I have just enough room to work on them when that time comes. But let me show you what went on in the backyard. A lot of moving stuff around, a lot of cleaning up. I did power wash both sides of the gate, so now both sides is looking pretty good. And this is the setup, man. This is the setup. Two cars up front, two cars in the back. That way I have room to work on stuff. I gotta never mind the dust on the Cutlass. It's a little dusty. Got the tarps up, and it's coming together, man. It's coming together slowly but surely. Now this right here, this was a hard thing to do, but I got this body right here is on the frame. These two motor stands are just slid in there. I can move them. They're not really for there. They're not holding anything up. I got both the frame and this floorboard mounted on these furniture dollies, so I can easily move them around. I can move this back and forwards. I got a little room here to move it when I want to get to that El Camino. I got the El Camino in there first, man. This was very hard to get this El Camino in here, but the El Camino is the reason why I have it like this is because I know deep down inside that this El Camino will probably be the last car I build, so I don't need to get to it. I'm not really going to get to it no time soon, so that's why I got the El Camino squeezed in there sideways. I got all my tires moved, stacked up in front of the El Camino because I know it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And this floorboard I'm going to use, I still got to cut it down, I still got to trim it down a little bit, but I'm going to use this floorboard. And the frame that was on these two stands, as you see, like I said, the stands, they ain't holding nothing on. I just got them tucked underneath there just to have them out the way a little bit. I will be using them, both of them motor stands here in the near future. And I got all the parts cleaned up in the backyard and got them in the back of the El Camino. Got the old bicycle frame. Got a few pieces of bigger scrap metal that was too big to fit in the barrels. I got 2 barrels of scrap metal here, 55-gallon drums. And what's cool about this is even though it's hugged up against there, still close to the pole, I still got enough room to walk back here. You know, I can still open this door a little bit, still open the other door. So that, you know, it's cutting close, but I still got a little room. I got the hood tucked up underneath there. These are my mountain of tires from a Tahoe, G-body tires for basically, extra tires for basically every car that's over here. On to the backyard. It's still not 100%, but I got the backyard cleaned up a lot. What's going on here is I dug 4 holes Now I got these 4 holes dug. Now, where you see this little metal rod, I'm just using it as a guide. I'm not going to use the metal rod. It's going to be wood. But in the ground, I will be sinking 4 posts. 4 posts in the ground. About where this metal rod is about where the family build a fence to block off this little area here from the rest of the backyard. Just so you can't see none of the cars and none of the other stuff. So that's the plan for right now. That's what's going on right now. This is just a wheelbarrow full of dirt of all these holes. Now, these holes I done with this little hammer. I did these holes with this little hammer and a little bit with the shovel, not much, but mainly used that little hammer and just kind of, you know, picking away at the dirt. I did drill it just a little bit away at the dirt, but I mainly just sucked the dirt out of the hole with this wet and dry vac, the same way I did the post. And I'm gonna show you why I did it with a little hammer mainly. It's because I almost had some problems here. This is
available to answer your call at this time. If you'd like to leave a message, please wait for the beep.
I almost had some problems here. This is the pipe. It's not a gas pipe or nothing. It's just like electrical pipe, electrical wires. I think it's something to do with the cable running through this pipe. So I got to work away around that. But the goal is to got the 4 holes. That's the post I'm going to use. I'm going to sink 4 posts in the ground and build a fence. That's the game plan. Build a fence to block all this up. Now I did get the backyard cleaned up a little bit, somewhat. These are some more wood. You know, I still, like I said, I'm not all the way done with it yet. These are the extra roofing pieces. I'm actually going to use some of these pieces for the fence. You'll see when I get further along in the project. But it's looking a little better back here, man. It's looking a little better. Alright, what's up there, people? Hunter Spoke Riders here. And this is where I'm at with this old backyard project right now. I got these 4 posts up, which was very difficult to do, to get all 4 of them as even as possible. And honestly, I don't think it would have even been possible for me to do this without this metal bar right here. We had a metal bar left over from when me and my brother did the first carport. And luckily we had that leftover bar because I had to use that as kind of a brace and some 2x4s and clamps to get all 4 of these posts in the ground. So the concrete has been drying for 48 hours. It's been 48 and some change, actually. It was 48 hours yesterday evening. And here it is the next day in the morning. So I'm gonna pull these clamps off and pull the bar out, and it's gonna get to the next stage of that. The game plan is, now let me show you what I'm gonna use to put this wall up. I got these 3 long beams. They're a little dusty right now, but they are the same as all the rest of the wood, the treated wood. I got these 3 long beams right here. They're a little bit too long for what I'm trying to do, but I'm gonna cut them down. And then will be the 3 main braces to link all 4 of them posts together. And then after that, I'm going to use some of these leftover panels from the first carport. I'm gonna use some of these for the actual fence itself. Okay, what's up there, people? Once I pulled all these pieces like apart and really looked real close at them, man, a lot of these pieces were tore up, man. I mean, what do you expect? They're just old. But I really only had 2 halfway decent pieces without any holes in them. This is kind of like one of the bad ones I decided not to use, because, you know, stuff like this Swiss cheese over here, stuff like this, I didn't want to use it for what I was trying to do. So really, I only had 2 halfway decent pieces with the bare minimum of holes. And the sole purpose is just to try to repurpose this old. This is our old panels. These are our old panels. We had a problem with the carport, and the carport crashed. And these panels got kind of twisted up and mangled up. So these are the old panels that we replaced. But I still held on to them. I'm glad I did, because I'm gonna try to repurpose these. And let me show you what I'm doing over here with my little wall. Now, there was definitely no blueprint, definitely no definitely no blueprint, and there's definitely no game plan. But I was just basically trying to wing it. Basically, that's what I did, is just wing it. But so far, these are the pieces I've been cut up and chopped up, and so far, this is what I come up with, man. I think it turned out pretty good. I still got to put the bottom piece on. So, you know, original plan was just to cover all the wood up, but I was like, kind of like the look of the wood. So, you know, we spent like, so if I'm gonna spend the money on the treated wood, I might as well show it and kind of combine the two, you know. At first I was gonna go buy some more wood, just make it an all wooden wall, but I was like, no, I really want to use these panels for something. So I'm still, now these panels are dirty as hell. I need to wash them, and I'm gonna scuff this metal panel up and paint it. But for now, it's just roughly up there. For now. But I think it turned out pretty good. Rather than scrap them, at least I can get a little use out of them. But they're you know, they still need a little work. But this is just the rough estimate. I had to cut it twice. I had to cut it once going along this way, and then I had to cut it, which was the hard cut, once going the long way. And what I used to cut it was my trusty old Sawzall. It was not old, it's kind of new, but what's funny is I used the old blade. The old blade worked because this blade was a little too rough for thicker metal. This blade worked perfect for the thinner metal. This is like my original blade. So, alrighty, people, here we go again. The next day, here's where I'm ended up at. Oh yeah. Got the bottom piece on. It is very dirty. It is very dusty. But I'm gonna power wash it. I'll probably do that here today. And because it is a little cloudy out, looks like it's about to rain, I don't think I'm gonna paint it today, but I will at least get it ready as far as power washing it. But I think all in all, it turned out pretty good. I think this was a good move. And the plan is these little screws and washers right here that stand out like a sore thumb. What I will be doing is when I paint the metal panel, I'll paint them along with it to kind of blend them in so it doesn't stand out as bad. But yeah, it's looking a little rough right now, but keep in mind this is just 50% done. I actually need to put some more screws into the wood. Right now I only have one screw holding it up, but I need to put in 2 more, sort of like down here. And I'll probably, these little screw heads right here, I'll probably paint them black just so they don't stand out as much, or maybe even paint them or try to do something with them. So this is just a rough draft of it. I need to trim this a little bit more. My cut got away from me, but I was trying to use a Sawzall, one person using the Sawzall, bouncing on these 4 Mobil 1 cans. Had the panel flapping around on me, but you know, so it got a little difficult towards the end and kind of walked away from me a little bit, but luckily it walked on the outside and walked on the inside, so I can always trim that back down and make it straight. This cut right here wasn't too bad because the side I cut, I put on this side of the wall. But even though I did the cut First cut a little bit straighter, but it's not 100%, but it's on the wall side, so it doesn't really matter. But there you have it, man. Just a little something. Let me stand back a little bit, get the big. Now I gotta clean this up, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of these panels. But just a little something to where when you're in the backyard, you're not looking at cars directly, you know? So let me show you the other side of this. I still got a little bit of room to walk through here. Not much though. The other side don't look too bad actually, you know? And I don't know, I think I'm gonna do something over here too, on this side. I mean, the other day I still got dirt on the ground. Still got just a random metal pole there, don't mind that. But yeah, I said this is the side, the work side, the car side with the cars. So I don't know, I think I might do something with that. I'm not sure yet. Not sure what I'm gonna do, but I got the basis of it done.